Grandma says, "It's not for you to eat, do you want to eat?" Then she goes to eat and the granddaughter says, to Grandma, and she goes on, "Do you want to eat a cookie? Go eat." The mother-in-law arrives and says, "Son, I'm so alone at home, can I live here with you for a while?" The daughter-in-law replied, "Of course, mother-in-law, there's a spare room here and you can live with us." The daughter-in-law goes to take her mother-in-law's purse and says, "Let me take it for you." The mother-in-law replied, "No, son, take it to Mom." He says, "Sure Mom, love, pass my mom some coffee please." His wife confirms and tells his children to go say hello to their grandmother. The mother-in-law hugs the boy and says, "Hi kitty." When the girl comes close and says, "Hi Grandma," she says, "Not that hi Grandma, I'm not your grandmother, you're not my son's daughter, you're only your mother's daughter, and now you come from the blessing to me, and, wanting hug me, no, my grandson is just Gabriel, and see if he can now want to hug me, calling me Grandma, so have pity." And the girl's mother says, "Go play outside." The mother-in-law says, "And you? What a outfit. Is that clothes a married woman wears?" The daughter-in-law replied, "What's wrong with my clothes? I'm inside my house," and the mother-in-law says, "Ridiculous, look at the legs all outside, and my son sees this and doesn't say anything. I saw that I have to stay light, it's too loose for my taste." The mother-in-law says, "What are you doing?" The daughter-in-law replied, "I'm cleaning here," and the mother-in-law says, "For God's sake, I brought this for you to clean this floor," and she says, "I just mopped the whole house," and the mother-in-law says, "Did you just mop? Take a look at that floor, how disgusting, for the love of God, right, I finished mopping, I shouldn't even say that, this floor is disgusting, poor son, how can he live in a house like that?" And the daughter-in-law says, you clean the kitchen? That I pass the cloth?" The mother-in-law replied, "No, I'm busy now, I'm going to take a shower now, I'm sorry, but I won't clean it." "No, you clean this floor, and then clean the sink," and the daughter-in-law says, "And you can't wash the dishes?" The mother-in-law replied, "I don't feel like it, and if you were up earlier everything would be ready, so have mercy." The girl says, "Grandma, sit here, between the two of us?" She replied, "The girl cares, who sits in the middle, I already told you I'm not your grandmother, and stop calling me grandma, damn it, I'm not your grandmother, this here is my grandson and not you, so have mercy." See, what a boring girl, how can you be so boring, and you are so good, right, my grandson and that boring girl. The girl goes to her mother who says, "Stay here with mommy, help me clean the kitchen." Husband arrives and says, "Hi love." She replied, "Oh love, thank God you arrived, I need to talk to you urgently," and the husband says, "What's going on?" Soon the mother-in-law appears and says, "Hi son, have you arrived?" He says, "Hi mom, how are you?" She says, "Did you work hard?" She says, "I brought some pictures for you to see, let's go to the bedroom." The husband tells his wife, "I'm going to go there with her," and the wife replied, "We weren't going to talk," and the mother-in-law says, "Later you talk to him." In the bedroom he says, "These photos are old and mom," and she says, "Yes, a lot, but let me tell you something, and, actually, I didn't want to show you a photo," and he says, "What was it?" She replied, "I want to tell you about Tamara," and he says, "What about her?" The mother says, "Paolo, she doesn't clean the house, she doesn't do anything, she makes lunch at 2 in the afternoon and starves the children, she starves me," and Paolo says, "It's hard mom," and she says, "She's really soft Paolo, have you seen the clothes she's been wearing?" Paolo says, "And what about it?" She's indoors, and she likes to wear short clothes, and she says, "It doesn't matter, married women can't wear those clothes." "No, you're a man, you have to get angry with her and tell her she shouldn't wear that," and he says, "Mother Tamara is an excellent wife and a great mother and a great housewife. Mother, do you think it's easy to keep this house clean? Look at the size of that house," and she says, "Be careful, I think you're getting Gaia, she must be cheating on you," and Paolo says, "What time? With 2 kids to look after?" She says, Paolo gets smart, I'm telling you, and he says, I think you're exaggerating, and she says, I'm not, get smart, and he says, it's because you don't know Tamara well yet, but when you do, you'll see, she's a great person, she's excellent and a great mother, and she says, it's when we like it, we don't see straight, and I'm warning you, and Paolo says, you don't know Tamara well, you'll see she's just an excellent woman, and I want to ask you a favor. I have to go out today, I want to take Tamara to dinner, and can you stay with the kids? She says, he still wants to please her, take her out to dinner, and he says, what's wrong? Take care of the kids for me? She says, okay, but for you, I'm going to look, and that girl doesn't deserve it, and he says, look, I'm going to the market to buy some meat, and you do at dinner for the kids, and I'm going to take her out to dinner, and she nods. Paul speaks, love? I have a great idea, we're going out to dinner tonight, and I've already talked to my mom, I'm going to the market to pick up some meat so she can make dinner for the kids, and you and I are going to have a special night, and Tamara says, okay honey, go there, and today, I tell him everything and put an end to this nonsense. Soon your mother-in-law appears and says, hey Rogue, are you going out to dinner? You don't make good food, you don't do it, what is it about a good husband? I'm staying here with your kids, do you think that's right? Tamara says, what is this mother-in-law? Why do you talk to me like that? I didn't do anything to you, and she replied, what did you do? You still ask, I married my son and ended his life, and I even brought that girl in my bag for him to raise for you, that disgusting and annoying girl of yours, who only knows how to annoy people and still asks what you did. Tamara says, wow, but she likes you so much and considers you like a grandmother, and you do this to her, talk like that, and her mother-in-law says, that girl likes me, I don't care if she likes me, I like her, and that's what matters to me, I can't stand her, and you know what, do me a favor, get out of my son's life and take that annoying girl with you and let my son live his life. Tamara says, I need to get this over with. Tamara says, then Paolo arrived, she walks up to him and says, love, I need to talk to you. It is no longer possible for your mother to stay here, and Paolo says, so what is happening now? Tamara says, she hates Melissa all the time, and Paolo says, it's not in your head, is it? She says, what a thing in my head, for God's sake, I can't take this whole situation anymore. The grandmother says, what are you doing, girl? She replied, I'm eating a cookie, and the grandmother says, I'm eating a cookie, that cookie belongs to a grandson, and the girl says, I only took a little, and she says, I don't care, it's not for you to eat, do you want to eat? Go there to eat, and the girl says, Grandma stop, and Grandma says, I don't stop, and if you want to eat, eat off the floor. Paolo hears the screams and says, what is this screaming? What's going on here? Come here, honey. May, what's going on here, what are you doing? She replied, that disgusting girl, she threw everything on the floor, and the girl says, Dad, it wasn't me, it was her, and Tamara says, I believe her, Paolo, I was just telling you this outside now, and every day she does this, to our daughter, and Paolo says, oh mother, for the love of God, what's going on? She says, Father? Do you still accept this girl calling you Dad? And you're still on her side? It's not possible, she threw it on the floor, she threw 2 cookies, and I threw the rest, and because that girl is boring, disgusting, just like her mother, and can't you see that? Shall we go with me? Paolo says, Mother, for the love of God, I've taken care of Melissa since she was a baby, and she's my daughter, and I love her as if she were mine, and look Mom, like this, it's not working, you're trying to destroy my marriage, and I want you to take your things, and leave, and the mother says, I'm going to leave, but you'll regret it a lot, and I won't even take my things after you take them. Tamara says, Love, you don't need to say that too, and Paolo says, there's no way she could end up destroying our marriage, and I will never let anyone criticize my daughter, and nobody will destroy our relationship, I love you.